Yep. Yeah, we'll do it. They can join later if they so desire.
Oh, there's one.
Screw loose. Screw loose coming late to the party. Always, always, always. Alright. I think he'll be here by the time the intro actually finishes. So let's go ahead and get with this. It's June the 13th, and this is the E3 pregame show. And you're watching the Button Mashers.
That's right. I think that's correct. That's correct. Yep.
Hiya, this is Kimlin Tran.
Voice to Fidget from Dust and Elysian Tale. And you are listening to The Button Mashers. So mash those buttons! Do something!
Alright, I can't believe that Kim Tran actually sent us that audio file that of Fidget's voice. God. Dust and Elysian Tale is such a great game. Such a great game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have pretty fond memories of it. Trying to get, I think there was an achievement you could get for getting a 1,000-hit combo or something.
Oh dear God!
And I remember like just trying for a while, spinning around in the sky for minutes, hitting people.
I was gonna say you can't do it for hours because there is a limit.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, guys, this is Draco, your ever loving and generous host, giving you all these years of entertainment to laugh at me and make fun of me and all this kind of stuff.
That's kind of how it goes. This is Negtron0. Twitter handle's the same, just saying. And, yeah.
You're milking for those Twitter followers, aren't you not?
Isn't that how the game goes? You gotta get people on the social media and all that
the social medias.
The social medias, or however.
Oh, God. So Skrillex is going to be joining us here soon. 1 second here. I got my phone going off for some reason. Why would that be? Oh, Lord. Oh, it's because we got retweeted. That's why. All right. Phone go. Oh, I just hit the cat in the head with the phone. This is what happens when you have a cat without a bell on. You don't know where they are. I'm sorry, Gomez. I'm sorry.
It's either a bell or a helmet. Take your pick.
Well, after how many times that Gomez has been hitting the head, it's a helmet. Don't wag your finger at me, Audrey. Sit over here and play Final Fantasy before Heaven's Word comes out on June 23rd.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I'm not trying to kill him. Anyway. Time to call PETA. No, I did not. Oh, God. and Iowan says, ugh, neither my tweet decks are set up for that tweet. Not my job.
It's a hard start for pets. The pet demographic of the show is not happy.
No. Pet demographic, the redneck, because we went to the redneck voices. We're just screwing our demographics all time.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, what we have here is we have a very, 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 very long wait for the Final Guardian or something like that? I can't remember. It's been a long time since I can't remember.
The Last Guardian?
The Last Guardian, that's it. It's been a long time since they've been teasing about it, so it's one of those things where, oh yeah, we're going to have it this year. And then like 10 years later, just nothing.
I mean, I guess at this point, all they got to do is either do it, get it done, or just let us know it's been canned. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I think, I mean, this might just be the hopeful part of me, but I'm relatively certain they still have it in development. And they're still working on it, but it's been quite the heck of a while
You gotta
until
think-
we've gotten an update.
How many
So-
engine updates, how many graphics updates have they done since starting the project? I mean, they can't release something that looks like it's 10 years old.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
would be bad.
It's funny too that you mentioned that because a while ago I was going through some old papers and there was a old GameStop pre-order form, and it had a bunch of games. It was from 2011. Guess what was on it? Last Guardian. It
Yeah.
was just like, man, this really puts things into perspective.
Oh, it sure does. And, oh god, I'm trying to find my my music here.
Of course, it's been screwy a lot longer than that, but
Oh, it's been about as long as I would say. Oh, hold on here. We don't want the skill.
since 2007, I already got you covered.
Yeah, 2007. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do 3 things at once here. I'm trying to find where Screwloose is. He's supposed to be here. And I'm also trying to find some music for us here because I don't have my music for some reason. My royalty-free music. So we're just going to go with the video games music.
That'll do. That'll do.
The video game orchestra, in fact. Let's go with this because I pay for Pandora once, so screw it.
Hmm.
Anyway, so E3 around the corner. Oh no, I don't care, Pandora. I don't want to update Adobe Air. Thank you very much. It works.
It feels more than just around the corner. It's knocking on the
tomorrow,
door
right?
tomorrow.
Yeah, which is weird. Usually they start on Monday, don't they?
Well, I mean,
Like
let's
the
take a
main
look at
festivities start on Monday usually.
let's take a look at the conference schedule again. I mean,
I know
part of
Nintendo
it
has
might be
all day yesterday, all
I mean-
day events.
yeah. I mean, part of the deal is that we have a new player in the conference game, which of course is Bethesda. Bethesda does not normally do conferences for E3.
True, but
Yeah.
didn't Nintendo last year decide to go with their Nintendo Treehouse releases online rather than have a conference?
I want to say this is the 3rd year, actually. I have to do some fact checking on that, but I think they did it the year before as well. But and if not, whatever. It's something. It's clearly something. I was thinking earlier. It's almost like, you know, when you're in school and there's these 3 guys just fighting over something a lot, doing this like roughhousing kind of game.
Right.
At it, and it feels like it's that point where eventually one of them goes, I'm not playing anymore. I don't want to play this game anymore. Yeah.
Well, here's a problem with Bethesda, and this is going to be a big problem.
Sure.
Bethesda is going to be on, I would say, because this is going to be live streamed as well, I'm pretty sure. Bethesda's going to be on towards the tail end of the Nintendo World Championships. And there's a lot of people excited for that.
Yeah, I've seen it's gotten a lot of traction, but in Bethesda's fairness, I mean, there probably is going to be a pretty decent amount of interest there. Recently, they there's a lot of stuff going around the rumor mill saying that a new Dishonored is going to be surfacing, so that'll be fun.
I haven't played Dishonored 1 yet.
Oh, and then of course there's their major headliner, which is Fallout 4, formally announced a little while ago. So
You know, I'm gonna be that guy. I don't really care for Fallout. Like as a hype train, I guess I would say. I like Fallout. I've got Fallout 3 and Fallout 3 New Vegas because oh yeah, that's something we gotta talk about too. Steam sale going on right now.
oh yeah, that's
oh god,
correct.
I've already. Audrey, how much money have I wasted? How many games have I installed from that? None. None. No games installed.
I've been doing okay so far, but yeah, I was gonna actually disagree on the hype thing because I feel like Bethesda actually does at least plays the hype game really well. Because I think the secret is long time. They have a long time between their major game releases. I mean, sure, like when I think of their major, like they put their heart and soul into it. I think Elder Scrolls and Fallout immediately. And it's been a while since one came out, and there's been a lot of crazy false rumors, false speculations about Fallout 4 over a couple years now. So let me say it, as someone who covered a lot of those fake rumors and fake websites, it felt kind of liberating to finally see the trailer roll out on Bethesda's website, and you finally get to get a good look. So
well, honestly,
I'm excited.
I'm still kind of mad at Bethesda because they took down the Fallout MMO, which could have done decently well.
Yeah, I think maybe the Elder Scrolls Online deflated their spirits a little bit, I guess.
Well, they canned someone, I think it was the original developers, from being able to do it. They copyrighted them, and it sucked. They could have done it and done well, because Fallen Earth did okay, but it didn't do well enough, because it wasn't Fallout. It was trying too hard to be something like Fallout. It wasn't trying to be Mad Max or anything like that. It was somewhere in between Mad Max and Fallout, because they actually had vehicles where you could actually build vehicles, which took like an ungodly amount of time to craft, and resources, and money, and it was just so stupid. But a Fallout MMO could definitely be something to look forward to. And there's also another thing going around the rumor mill, a new Pokemon.
Oh goodness, I haven't seen that one yet. I've seen a bunch of weird ones, but that's new. That's news to me. It wouldn't be surprising.
Because like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire just released this year?
Yeah, but that's a remake of of one of the older ones, so it's reasonable to think that. I mean, did they specify that it would be a Pokemon game like 2 versions, 8 badges, Elite Four, etc., etc., or is it like a mystery dungeon, or is it a rumble, or is it
it could be another rumble, it could be another mystery dungeon, who knows, I don't know. All I heard was new Pokemon, and that was from a source I cannot claim. Just saying. But that could also be nixed at the last minute for something more important. Nintendo has a habit of hyping the right games at the right time. Let's just say that, to save their butts from the fire. I have a feeling we're going to see more of the Star Fox.
Oh yeah, that is confirmed, I believe. And I like how this is going. We're talking not necessarily about how good the games might be, but we're also talking about how the hype surrounding the games is going. Because I feel like that's the main game of E3, and it's fun. It's fun to watch things surprise you, but I also want to say it's been a pretty leaky E3 so far, if you know what I mean. There's been a lot of stuff coming out before the event actually happens.
Need a certain plumber and their brother to fix things, if you know what I mean.
Not just Nintendo, everyone. But there was another leak. Did you see the Smash Brothers leak as well?
I did not see the Smash Brothers leak at all.
So there's apparently leaked video of Roy being a downloadable character.
Are you kidding? We have so many Fire Emblem characters.
I ain't done yet, and that is true though. Anyway, and the second character being Ryu from Street Fighter.
How the hell can they do that? Capcom's not. Well, Capcom did give Mega Man, I guess.
Yeah.
You know who I would like to see? And these are 2 choices that were very popular when they were released on Nintendo.
What's that?
Bayonetta.
Oh yeah.
And the Inkling.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That seems to. I want to say eventually, maybe you'd see like the Inklings at least. That seems to be a very logical choice.
I mean, it's a pure Nintendo IP. They don't have to talk to a publisher about it. Although Nintendo did technically support financially Platinum Star Games for Bayonetta 2, so they could put Bayonetta or Jean on there from Bayonetta.
Maybe an assist trophy?
Maybe a trophy. That'd be a weird trophy, though.
Speaking of Splatoon, that was another rumor I've been hearing. I know we're being very rumor heavy right now.
Well, it's before the
E3.
storm.
That's E3, but
yeah.
They're saying they might remake Super Mario Sunshine. I don't know how true that is going to be, but the theory is, you come out with Splatoon, you got to test the textures for ink and stuff, because if you remember Sunshine, all that junk is all over the ground and stuff. So maybe it was a little testing the waters there. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. The only problem I have with Splatoon is the fact that the gyroscopic controls at the beginning of the game are so clunky.
Yeah, well, unfortunately that's sometimes the experience you'll get from gyroscopic controls, but
I mean, it's not the first game that's had gyroscopic controls. I mean, Zombie U had it. Zombie U kind of like tried to make it where it was a scanner of sorts. Fatal Frame would do good on the Wii U because of that.
Oh yeah, wasn't there a Fatal Frame announced actually?
There was a long time ago. I think it's Japan only. I'm not too sure though.
Stay tuned.
It's been a long time. So, with all this rumor mill stuff and all of these games that are big coming out, and Final Fantasy is going to be there, and you know who else is going to be there? Capcom's actually going to be I'm going to cuss because this is an asshole move. Capcom's going to be a dick and bring the Monster Hunter Cross game from Japan trailer over to E3.
What's got you riled about that?
There's no announcement that if it's coming to America or not. But again, Capcom's so slow with the Monster Hunter localization, it takes 2 years.
Well, I'd be inclined to say that you'd see a port eventually if it's coming to American shores. If it was at TGS or something like that, maybe there would be some doubt, but I want to say it's promising to at least see the game at some point.
Right.
But 4 came out this year, or 4 Ultimate came out in the stateside this year, so...
But it came out in Japan 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's slow. It's so slow. Even I would say Lineage 2. Okay, Lineage 2 is from a Korean developer, right? NCSoft makes Lineage 2. Lineage 2 has a 6-month gap between the release in the Korean version and release in the American version. 6 months! And NCSoft doesn't get nearly as much money as Capcom.
Yeah.
Come on, I mean, like, let's look at it this way. Splatoon was able to release simultaneously across the world. Bayonetta 2 was released simultaneously across the world. Smash Bros. Released simultaneously across the world. There's a ton of games simultaneously being released across the world. However, the big ones are Nintendo. The Platinum Games got a lot of funding from Nintendo to make sure it was released across the world. Final Fantasy released across the world at the same time, but again, that's Squaresoft's baby. They have to.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's stupid now, and in today's age where internet, you could send files to people to have it translated or localized, because translation is not the same as just localization. Localization is a bit more than that. Instead of having a Japanese legend, you insert an American legend that fits it. However, there have been stupid localizations where they take a Japanese legend and they put an American legend in there, and it doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah, I can't help but think of the flip side now, though, where, like, you have games getting simultaneously released worldwide, and gamers in Japan can't help but think, man, we could have had this game a year ago, man. Oh, well.
Yeah, they will say that. And that's the thing, like, why, though? Why wouldn't you want to open up your market the entire way? Because with Monster Hunter, at least, the market goes for buying Japanese 3DSs and Japanese games and importing them and playing those for a long time, and then playing the American version maybe if they want to.
True.
It's silly. It's so weird. Anyway, so with all the hype train and all that kind of stuff, and all these big games that are supposedly going to be announced, or maybe announced, or we hope are announced, Nectron's come up with a little game we can play!
Oh boy, it's finally time to start talking like that. I am really excited to finally bring this onto the world. It's been a weird idea in my head for a little while, so it's good. We need a cool name. We need a cooler name for it. We're going to have to work on it.
We can't call it this. It's too bland and boring.
It's been maybe the Great Score Off. Whatever. I'll just go off what we got now. It's basically a little gaming draft type thing. And here's how we're gonna play. It's gonna be me, Draco, and a couple other guys, presumably. I don't know. No one else is on this show right now. What's going on? Who else is going to be involved?
I don't know where Screwloose is. Maybe he got wife aggro.
Oh no.
Oh no. No. We'll add him to the group call again. Just see if he picks up.
So it'll be me, Draco.
We'll invite everyone to do it. We'll put it online. We'll have Google Doc resources. We'll tweet it out. Make sure you're following us. We will do this throughout the year because I'll let Nectron explain it.
Well, yeah, I think the best way we'll do it is we'll have one game between all the podcast hosts, but I invite everybody else out there to make their own little league, so to speak. You know, this is heavily inspired off stuff like fantasy, sports, games, and stuff like that. But before you run away, let me explain. So here's what I have basically. The gaming draft is basically played between several individuals, which in our instance will be the hosts of the podcast, but I'd love to see some other divisions of it from you guys. All right. Then we're basically going to predict which upcoming games will net the best reviews, or the best review on Metacritic, so to speak. So obviously some games review better than others. So
yeah, but that's one thing we're gonna have to tweak though too, because Metacritic is kind of wonky. Are we gonna go with Metacritic official critic scores, like the people that basically, in my opinion, take money to make sure games do good, or are we gonna do the Metacritic user scores? Because both are biased and both are terrible ways to do it. We could also do both and average them, because let's face it this way: if a lot of users get ticked off, they can just rate 0 on the game.
Exactly.
And if the critics get a lot of money, they'll rate 100 on the game. So it's one of those things where we're gonna have to do something where we average the scores.
I say we give the critics the benefit of the doubt and just go with that score to where at least, because usually, correct me if I'm wrong, but usually Metacritic has a decent mix of, like, you know, the high profiles, the IGNs, the GameSpots of the world, but you also have like some weird smaller, like, so somewhere in Germany, small like gaming news site also
Oh Christ! I just dropped water on my desk.
Well, while he's handling that,
yeah, go ahead and continue that. Sorry.
So let's finally get to the rules here. Basically, when E3 is done, probably our next show, or maybe some other date, probably our next show, a draft day shall be declared. So basically, very shortly after E3, we'll have a show, and we're going to get this going. So here's how it works, basically. We're going to, I don't know, draw straws or something. I know this is very work in progress, as you can see. First year of trying it. So somehow we're going to determine, you know, who's going to pick the first game, then who's going to pick the second, third, fourth, and so on. So, you know, the order gets determined, and then say you're the first person to pick which game you think will do the best. Then obviously you want to pick whatever game you think will fare the best in reviews. Not necessarily the game you think you'll enjoy the most, but the game you think will fare the best in reviews. And then whoever was chosen to pick second will pick the next game, and then third, and then fourth. Once the fourth person finishes their selection in the first round, then a new round of selection will happen, and the person who picked last will now pick first. So if we drew all the cards and you were selected to pick last, you will then pick first in the following round. Then you'll pick last in the following round, and then first and last. And does that make sense, Draco, my man?
I mean, it makes sense. It's just I was thinking more like like what I was talking about before the show went live. I think of it being better played as a bracket system. Like you pick who was, and yeah, there could be definitely multiple winners, but it's whoever gets the most right, I would say, would win, rather than that. You know what I'm talking about, like the Christmas brackets for the Super Bowl. And sorry, I'm dealing with multiple things right here. I think I just might have ruined my keyboard.
Well, I think the point of the game is also this. You don't know if you're right until, obviously, until the game comes out. So that's why I think the best way to determine the order is, you know, to be fair to whoever gets the fourth, or, you know, whoever gets the last pick, you know, they get to pick first in the next round, and then the person who picks first then is last, you know. So
well, we'll tweak it and we'll make it.
Yeah, we'll work it out. Nice. Anyway, so this is the cool part. As the year goes on, these games will come out. You know, and currently in my rule system, I think we can post this rule system on Twitter as well, so you can see what we have so far.
Right.
But basically we have it to where after a week has gone by of the game's release, we will find the total meta score of the game, and that will be the point value awarded to the person. So at the moment, I also should mention the four of us, like let's say there's four of us. I believe there's four of us in this podcast, usually.
Usually.
Usually, okay. So that's why I keep saying 4. All right. So between the 4 of us, I've decided that 8 picks, or 8 games per person, would make the most sense. Because then you can go into. Because if too few, then you get all the AAA games. Too many, you're struggling at the end to figure out what you can pick. I feel like 8 is a good amount right now to allow us to have some indies in there, have some fun in there. Anyway, so by the time, here's something we needed to figure out, and I'm open to opinion here. We can make this, this doesn't have to be decided right now, but this game will either end at the end of the year, or it can end come next E3. So,
I would say at the end of the year, because most games that are shown
Okay.
at E3 would either come out before the end of the year or at the end of the fiscal year, which is in February of next year. So, I mean, we'll generally know all the release dates, or if they've been pushed back. We're going to have to also talk about penalties, which in the gaming world would be release dates being pushed back or canceled.
Oh, I already have that rule actually. Yeah. Well, we can always look into it as well. But let me just skip right to that then. Yeah. So there will be there's a release window that must be followed if we decide to go at the end of the year, which I'm perfectly fine with that, and then we can follow a normal system for every year after that. Like, the game will start at the beginning of next year instead of midway through, but it is what it is. Anyway, so if there's a game released pretty distant after the beginning of the year, it will be forfeit. In other words, bye-bye to that game. But fortunately,
you mean like Duke Nukem Forever?
Yeah, fortunately, most reputable game sites, companies, will let you know well in advance if they're.
Answer a call.
Hello, Screws. Anyway.
Hi, Screw.
Hey, what's up?
It's about time you joined us. I mean, we're only like 30 minutes into this.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, you're an old man.
Any whistle?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. If the obviously most game companies, as I was saying, will let the public know quite in advance if they're going to delay a game by a few months. So
right, they're not gonna just wait until the last minute, right?
Yeah. So let's say you picked, I don't know. Let's say Nintendo says Star Fox is going to come out at the end of the year. Then they delay it on you. You lose Star Fox as your pick for that year, but as this is the best compensation we could give you, you get to select another game that has not been chosen by anybody. And who knows, there might be a gem in there secretly.
Yeah,
Could be a blessing in disguise, you never know.
Or something might get announced after a certain date, and then you're like, oh, okay, I picked this one.
That's true. You could get it's I think it's unusual, but
Nintendo could wait until after E3, like in October. Like, oh, guess what? Mario Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine, 2 weeks. Oh, it's good that you mentioned Mario Sunshine too, because that was another rule that I added here that I have it in the current.
What if there's a sequel?
Well, here's what sequels are fine. Sequels are fine, but remastered games from the What's that? Here's what I have.
I was going to say they shouldn't count.
That's what I'm saying here. I'll read it verbatim. Because their scores are often very reflective of the original release, remasters of 7th generation games will not be permitted. And by 7th generation, I am referring to the Xbox 360, Wii, and PS3. If it's a remaster from that generation, the current suggested rule is that they will not be permitted, because...
What if it's a remaster of the original Xbox?
That's not a 7th generation, though.
If the remaster is from an older generation, it may be considered, but still may be prohibited depending on the circumstances. So there's a little leeway there. Yeah. Like, think of remember DuckTales Remastered? I feel like that would be acceptable, because that is a remake.
It was a complete overhaul of the game.
Yeah, that was from the NES days to now. But
what about maybe a Final Fantasy VII remaster?
Final Fantasy VII Remastered? Now that would be an interesting conversation, but I was going to give a clear example of a no-go, and that would be like, say, God of War 3 is getting remastered. That is not going to be a permittable game.
Okay, because I mean, these are good rules.
It's a a visual upgrade.
Yeah, it's you know, it'll
If at
probably
all.
come out and it'll probably get a score very close to, or probably even exactly on, the score that it received during its original release.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
unless
so-
there's a god awful like flaw in the development that causes it to be worse, but we're protecting you from that, I guess. Ports.
I would love to see a Vaporware game come back to life,
and then get 100.
and then just be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You could maybe go for, I'll use the same example, Star Fox. There's no indication that it could get delayed, or even that it's coming out this year, but let's say they say it does, it gets delayed. You select some obscure indie game, and it becomes the next Dust and Legion tale, like we were saying, or, you never know. So, that's the fun
Right.
part. I also have on here, ports will not be considered.
Because
So,
they're already releasing on another
Yeah.
platform.
so
Yeah.
you can't. You
Okay,
can't.
I would argue that.
You're
you can't-
breaking up like crazy. Skrillex.
I'm on my phone.
Well, that's your
Oh.
problem.
So, for example, one person can't pick Metal Gear Solid 5 or the Phantom Pain for PS4, and then another person can't go out and pick Phantom Pain for PC. It just don't work like that, son.
You're picking a game title, not a specific game release for a specific, I would say, console. Because
However, that does open up a question, and that's what version gets scored. And again, we give you some protection here. I just say, at least what I have right now, to follow up, the player who selected a game that fits this description of a port will be awarded the highest score of the highest rated version. So basically, let's say the PC version scores a 96 of a PC version of any game, and the PS4 Xbox One version scores a 94. You'll be awarded the PC version as long as you let a viable scorekeeper know. Like, let's say, this is a little complicated, but not too bad. Let's say the PS4 version comes out in October, and the PC version comes out in November. Now, you might have already gotten scored for the October version, but if the November version scores better, as long as you let somebody know before a week has passed since the PC release in that instance, you can get the score upgrade. But if a week has passed, well, that's past the scoring rules window, if you recall, so that wouldn't count.
But yeah, well, like we said though beforehand, we're gonna do our own little internal thing here, and if y'all want to do your own with your group of friends, that's fine. You need to pick someone to be the person in charge of the document, so that way they can update it. Because if you have everybody open to update it, there's gonna be abuse.
And hey, you know what? As long as you follow the same rules and we can verify that, maybe we can even give some kind of prize or some crap to somebody who, if they can score higher than
Not crap, but maybe a prize.
Yeah.
Maybe some gaming peripherals for PC. Who knows?
Yeah, because, obviously we're going to have our run, 8. Let's see,
Oh. Sorry, Skrillex, there's no gaming peripherals for the Mac. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Anyway, this document will be up. If you read it, it might make a little more sense than...
Then try and explain it. Alright, so with that game concept out of the way, we will evolve it before the end of the night. We'll evolve it a little bit more.
Yeah,
Get everything
absolutely.
up and get everything ready.
We're gonna... My one thing, too, is I hope we can get it started soon, because... Let's see.
Tomorrow is the day.
When does E3 start up again?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, but that's just Bethesda's conference.
And
A lot of the
Nintendo's.
conferences... Is it
We already
Nintendo's?
know what Bethesda's gonna do.
Yeah,
I have
they're
no
gonna-
idea what Bethesda's going to do. Why don't you tell us what Bethesda's going to do?
They're gonna show us Fallout 4.
Dang, I thought it was
that
Fallout.
that
on-
was sarcasm.
Well, Draco, you really need to put some say some sort of indicator of your sarcasm. Your sarcasm is so dry,
Dang.
but it almost matches your normal voice.
Are you
So-
trying to say that my snarkiness is just bleeding through into my sarcasm?
Yes.
Good
Yes.
sir! I take offense!
Well, you can take all the offense you want, Little Miss Tumblerina.
If I take enough offense, I might actually build a freaking fort. Anyway. So, what's your guys' hopes and dreams for E3? Mine is definitely Star Fox, and I hope the hell it doesn't use the gyroscope.
Oh my goodness, I'm very happy. This is probably the most relevant E3 I've had in a long time, because the combination of Dark Souls 3, Fallout 4, and Metal Gear Solid 5, that is a three-headed monster.
Why do we need Dark Souls 3, though?
Because Dark Souls is good, that's why. But and you know what? I'll say one thing. I was initially worried. I will admit this because you know, we had Bloodborne out this year.
Right.
We had Dark Souls 2 the year before, and now we're gonna have Dark Souls 3 announced. It's starting to sound like Assassin's Creed or something like that. You know, where the game
Dark
comes
Souls
out,
could actually do
Call of Duty or something like that. But you know, as long as it's still good, you know, I'll be happy. And you know what?
You know what Dark Souls and Monster Hunter could do? And Monster Hunter has actually already done this, but they won't bring it to America. But you know what Dark Souls can do to actually make money and not have to push out a new release all the time?
Microtransactions?
No. Make it MMO-like. Instead of having a new release, have like an expansion update, like $30 instead of a new release, and then everybody can still play the same old game. And they can come out and go back and play the old stuff and go up to the new stuff. It's gonna be kind of like an MMO where you can do the old stuff and get up to the new stuff, and it might look different, might look better, it might have different stuff all added into the assets. That's fine, but you could start from beginning and go to the very end, and you could have an entire huge game for a certain amount of money, and maybe have like a $5 fee for a monthly thing. I don't know how like that would work or anything like that. Most people would expect it to be free because it's Dark Souls, but at the same time, Dark Souls is already forced online interaction anyway, unless you pull the internet from your stuff. You can play single player technically.
Yep.
So I'm not too sure how that would work, but as far as like Monster Hunter goes, if you don't know about Monster Hunter Frontier in Japan, it is basically Monster Hunter Online MMO, where they have quite literally the hardest monsters. They call them unknowns. They release them before they name them. They're hard. You can look them up. They're like a black and red Raytheon, a black and red Diablos, whatever you want to call it.
So horrible OCs.
Horrible OCs that maim, murder, and kill you. And there's also the biggest of all monsters at all on there. It's well over 100 and some odd thousand meters long. It's huge. It takes up an entire island to attack it. It takes like about 50 to 100 people. It's pretty nuts.
What I want to see, there's a couple things I want to see at E3. And this is a pie in this would be a very awesome or fantastic development, is if Nintendo announced a drop in price in the Wii U and bundled it with the upcoming Zelda game.
Okay.
I'd love to see that happen.
I definitely feel like they've got something else besides. Well, they said they weren't going to show Zelda. They said they were going to show Star Fox, but I feel like there's more.
There's probably going to be a Zelda sneak peek, and they're not going to show Zelda. They're just going to freaking Zelda stuff, maybe like opening a box, and then all of a sudden it goes to another game. And it'd be
they've got something.
They always have something planned.
I want to see Microsoft show true integration of the Oculus Rift with their own game, with their own system. I know they've shown video where you're essentially in a virtual theater and you're playing, but that's a cop out. I think
that's tech demos type material.
I want to see, in theory, the Kinect is the perfect peripheral to have the Oculus Rift with.
Really? The Kinect?
Yes, because the Kinect can pick up the IR sensors, and it would help. I think it would be a very good pairing, personally.
I can see it.
It would be a year before we saw true practical integration with the two. But now that we've seen the Oculus Rift, what we're going to get debuted, we're going to be able to see what we really want.
Dude, you just want like something like Sword Art Online to come out before you die.
Yeah, I kind of do. And I don't know. My wife thinks she's being tricksy, but I'm getting a
Yeah, we know. We got the text messages. Several of us got the text messages.
I'm so excited.
And we actually told your wife, since she's buying a used 3DS, to get a bunch of used games like Star Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Bravely Default.
Bravely Default, yeah. I don't know who she initially messaged, but there was a lot of us on there.
Yeah. So.
All right.
I'm excited about this. She still thinks I don't.
Dude, if you get Bravely Default, we're not going to see you for like a week.
Probably.
It's pretty good. Like, I need to start playing that again. Oh, by the way, speaking of Bravely Default, I got to rant a little bit. When I ported over from my old 3DS to my new one, it did not put my save for freaking Bravely Default, and I was working on the vampire class.
Oh boy, time to start a new, fresh adventure. Yay!
Yay! I did that with Dot Hack, the 4 original Dot Hack games when my PS2 memory card corrupted. I was not happy at all. And now I can't find those games unless I want to pay like $300 for the entire 4-pack. They are rare, exceedingly rare.
Alright, so here's the question everyone always wonders about E3 too. You know, we got the big three, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. I know Nintendo's at a litter. They do their own thing, but you know what, dang it, they're the third company that has a major console out, so I'm including them. Who's going to have the best showing? Let's go.
Who's going to have the best showing? Honestly, I want to say Square Enix, because Type 0 hasn't released yet.
Well, first we gotta talk big three, and then you can.
Big three. I don't want to talk about the big three.
All right, you know what? You're right. Let me start over, because usually the big three is the biggest thing that everyone wants to know. So we'll start low, and then we'll go up to the big.
Okay. Well, let's
start with the developers, and then we'll do big three. There we go.
Oh, I can't. Well, technically, Nintendo's still a developer, so.
You know what I mean, don't you?
I am now pulling teeth out of this monster. Okay. I want to say Square Enix is going to steal the show for that, for the smaller ones. Mainly because of, like I said, Final Fantasy Type 0, Final Fantasy 15 is not released yet. They're going to show more for that.
Oh yeah, they will.
They're also going to show Heaven's Ward, because Heaven's Ward doesn't come out until the end of next week. So they're going to show that stuff off. Other than that, I'm going to say maybe Capcom, because like I said, Capcom does things for every E3. They're not going to have Monster Hunter 4U there again. That'd be stupid. They're going to have the new Monster Hunter there probably, or they're going to have a new Mega Man or a new something. As far as something else is probably going to be an E3, maybe? I think Mighty No. 9 is getting close to release.
Yeah. I
want to see a good Big Hero 6. I want to see some good
Big Hero 6.
Not Big Hero. Let me rephrase that. I want to see some good, solid movie tie-in games. More Lego. I want more Lego.
Wait. More movie tie-in games. So you want more LJN games?
Yes, I think.
Why?
Oh, no.
Why do you want more LJN games? Have you not watched enough AVGN?
Nope.
Oh dear God.
That'd be funny if that company came back.
Speaking of AVGN, that game's on sale.
Huh.
And I bought the pack where I get the movie with it. So, yay!
Well, I guess I'll do the developer one. Let's see. It's hard to say. I know Ubisoft is going to probably have a fun show. Aisha Tyler's their host, and she's always funny as heck. But I don't know. People will probably be a little skeptical of some of their releases. They'll probably have something big, but moving right along.
Yeah, I mean. No. So, would you consider there to be any medium-sized developers, or what?
I don't know. You know what? I think I'm going to give.
Covered some of those, like Square Enix, Capcom, and and Bethesda a little bit.
Yeah. Although, if I'm going to give a pick for the bigger developer, I think I'm going to give it to the new challenger. I think I'm going to give it to the new press conference folk. I'll say Bethesda will get people's panties in the most amount of bunches, but that's my. And yeah, Capcom will probably make a
I say
splash
Valve.
too. Valve? Are they doing a...
I'll give it Valve. I'll give it to
Are
Valve.
they even doing a conference? I don't even know.
They won't be doing a conference, but they might make it the biggest splash of a developer at E3. Are you trying to imply something? Screwloose?
Do you know something?
Are
that
you
we
trying to
don't?
imply Valve will blow everyone's top off with a crazy release of a certain game that people
3 more
are
hats!
going insane over?
Hey, it would be great. It would do well to repay us for for that debacle of the of paid mods.
That was not necessarily their fault. They had the right idea, wrong implementation.
Yes.
It was actually
And it would
partially
get-
Bethesda's fault with the Skyrim mods too.
Yeah.
Oh, it was I would, and they're doing their dude. They've had Fallout 4 made for years now, and they were just waiting for a royal f up to.
Oh, that's my
to-
classic conspiracy theory.
Classic conspiracy theories.
Well, like if a company screws up real badly, they pull something out of their back pocket.
Valve's waiting for everybody to stop buying hats before Fallout 3. I'm sorry, not Fallout 3. Half-Life 3 comes out.
Now you said it. Now it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Every time someone talks about Half-Life 3, it gets pushed back more. So Half-Life 3, Half-Life 3, Half-Life 3, Half-Life 3.
All right, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. Who's gonna have the best conference?
Nintendo, hands down. If they have Star Fox up on there, an actual gameplay version of Star Fox, Nintendo. Because the only
Microsoft has not had a solid developers conference. Has had a good showing at E3 since. I'm gonna
Halo
say
4. Halo 4.
3.
no Halo,
Halo
4.
3.
Oh, dang.
Okay, I'll give you Halo 4.
Halo 4 was their
when they announced
biggest
when
one.
the announcement that it was coming back.
Right.
They haven't had a good E3 since that. I always have a soft spot for Microsoft when it comes to the Xbox. I was one of their first people to get it, so
Capcom is good at 2 things, and this is the only way Capcom can actually, bring back their I guess their audience. I guess I would say, is they're good at plucking the nostalgia chords. They're really good at that. So if they come out with like maybe another Mega Man, or maybe another Ghosts and Goblins, or
how about
cool.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts?
God.
Yeah.
If they come out with another, or they release the information about the new Monster Hunter coming to America, or the Monster Hunter MMO coming to America, that'd be their only saving grace. Because right now, like Resident Evil is getting old for everybody. Zombies are getting old technically, except for Killing Floor 2 still doing well, I guess, or going to do well. It's one of those things where Capcom's got a very, 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 very niche market now, and they need to hurry up and expand. So it's mostly horror, and I would say horror and fighting games Capcom does well, because you look at Capcom versus Marvel vs. Capcom. You also have Dark Souls. You also have
That's from Software, buddy.
yeah, but Capcom publishes it, does it not?
I don't think so. I think Atlas was behind Demon Souls, but then some other company took the...
I'd love
To
for
the
them.
interwebs.
I want to see Microsoft go back to Titanfall, because Titanfall was a great idea. It was a fantastic idea.
But it was
The
poorly
gameplay,
executed.
was incredible. But
Poorly
give me a
executed.
single player mission. Give me a single
I'm sorry,
player
publisher was
campaign.
Bandai Namco for Dark Souls
Yeah.
2. Alright.
I'm gonna say Microsoft for the big three as well. I think kind of a similar logic. They need to
They
perform.
need something.
I still feel the burn from when Sony did the slam dunk on them with the
Oh, last
used
year?
games debacle. That was
Yeah.
2013, but it's still
What
it's
happened?
still That was when there was rumor that the Xbox One, you wouldn't be able to play used games on it, and
it came true.
And then Sony comes out with a video saying, "This is how you play used games on Sony," and then it just shows a guy giving It just shows a guy giving a game to another guy.
Yeah, it's got Iwata on there, just giving a game, like to the American Sony CEO, which is the best marketing advertisement you can do. And you know what? That's the best thing that they had going for them. They saw an opportunity and they struck. They struck gold.
Hard. They took a baseball back to the back of Microsoft's head.
Microsoft's still feeling that burn. So I feel
yeah,
like
they do have to perform, but so does Nintendo. Nintendo's Wii U release sucked so hard.
I'm still giving Microsoft the edge. I think they're gonna drop a decent game lineup.
Nintendo has always worked on a loss when it comes to the consoles. Always.
Well, now we have another hat to throw in the ring there from Nintendo. They've got mobile games that they're going to be doing, and they also have a new
NX
console.
system. Yep.
So we've got two unknown contentions for an old game company that we don't know how popular, and how much money they've actually spent on it. We're going to see that this year. So I think it's going to be a knockout, drag-out fight between Microsoft and Nintendo for who's going to try to bring back the most number of people. And Sony's just going to be sitting in the back like we've got a free pass almost.
We can hang off till the next till next year, and I think that for Microsoft, for me, I think what they need to do is release that. Guess what, guys? You can use your old 360 games.
Well, that's what they need to do, because here's what happened. Sony beat the crap out of enough people this year in releases alone, just because of the fact that they have more exclusive releases this year than either game company combined. They have the lead of attracting people to their console. It's Nintendo and Microsoft's ball on the court now.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be a fun show. Oh, you know what? Let's have how about some absolutely insane predictions that just might come true? Anybody got anything there? Just
Monster
something
Hunter
insane.
Frontier coming to America. That'd be my insane prediction. That probably will not come true.
Microsoft buys Oculus.
Microsoft buys Oculus. I said insane predictions. I could see that.
Yeah, that's within the realm of possibility.
Something that just doesn't seem like it would happen, but it's
Microsoft buys Nintendo.
No, that will never happen. That's not even within the realm of possibility.
Money talks, man. Money talks.
Doesn't matter. Microsoft doesn't have enough. Because, okay, with Japan, the way Japan culture is, old money speaks louder than most people would think in Japan. So, Nintendo's not giving up that political power anytime soon.
I'm gonna say, Silent Hills is not dead. It was acquired by... screw it. Everyone's talking about Nintendo in here. I'm going to say Nintendo buys the Silent Hill IP or something, and they have Silent Hills.
That would be a slap in the face of PlayStation, because Silent Hill was always on PlayStations.
That'll be my insane prediction.
You know what? I got one other insane prediction, too. Sega brings back consoles.
Not happening. Not happening. They have no...
Oh, yeah?
It can't happen. They cannot do it. They don't have the legs anymore.
You never know. You never know. With the way the internet age is nowadays, they might have the legs.
How about this? Valve buys out the rest of Sega stock and releases all of Sega's old IPs onto the Steam box.
I don't know if they can do that. Because I think Microsoft actually owns some of those, like Golden Axe and whatnot. They're on Xbox Live Arcade.
The Steam Box idea is great.
It's poorly executed at this point in time.
Poorly executed thus far. I mean, they've been tripping over themselves for a while.
Oh, there's an insane prediction right there. Steam Box actually attracts more customers because of what they do at the conference. That's what they could do. That is amazing, because that is within the realm of possibility, yet it's so insane because of the reaction to it.
Alright.
Oh. But yeah,
That
I
would
mean,
be-
like, there's a lot of like predictions that we're throwing out there that are either within the realm of possibility or so out there that not even like Bizarro World Earth would have it.
That's how E3 works, ladies and gentlemen.
And then there's like the screw this. What was
the
that?
pie in the sky conference.
What was that conspiracy theory we heard last year about E3? That it's being taken over by Puritans because booth babes are the only saving grace games conference. I mean, what?
Well, whatever. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm
as
excited
usual.
too. So, why do we only have one E3? Why can't we have multiple E3s? We have
Because
multiple
then it would
PAXs.
dilute the brand.
We
And there's
have
multiple game
PAXs.
shows throughout the year.
There's Tokyo Game Show. There's E3. There's CES is not supposed to be a game show, but they show games there.
Yeah, can confirm.
There's PAX. There's RTX. There's SGC.
There's multiple PAXs. There you go.
Yeah. PAX South I need to go to next year because evidently that was the biggest first time convention or expo or whatever you want to call it in a while.
Mhm. Let's see, and then there's the Game Developers Conference. There's a bunch, but E3 will all. I think I remember there being talk a few years ago that E3 was declining in popularity, but
Well, it wasn't. E3 died for a while.
Yeah, they died. They
no, I mean very recently. People are saying, it's not. I remember that it was down for a while, but I mean recently, people are like, it's not what it used to be.
They're
But
allowing
no, it is.
actual customers or fans or whatever you want to call them. They're allowing consumers in now this year in limited quantities, but they're allowing consumers into what they call a production trade expo. It's while it is a production exchange or whatever you want to call it of ideas and whatnot, it's a giant commercial. It's always been a giant commercial. I don't understand why they're kidding themselves saying, "Oh no, we're totally not for the people," but you're sitting there and saying, "Oh, people should buy this stuff." It's a giant freaking. It's like walking to a used car salesman, and there's 15 of them, and they're trying to sell you the next Tesla, and they're all the same car, but you got 15 different ways of saying it.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Anyway, we've been going on at this for an hour now.
Steam sale.
Steam sale, yeah. I've already wasted too much
Are
money.
you ready for America?
Oh, and it's going to be going on until the 22nd, too, so we get 9 more days of this.
Do your civic duty and buy a million games.
Yeah, I need to play that video because that's the best video ever of the Holy Gaben.
You know what? Let's head on over to Steam. Let's see what's currently available right now.
Yeah, let's see what's currently on sale right now as for the daily sale.
So
Let's see on their flash sales. Construction Simulator, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3.
On the daily
Platinum.
deals section, we have Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We have Prison Architect with early access. I don't like early access games. Castle Crashers for $1.50.
yeah, if you've never played it before, then
Oh, you gotta get that.
The Evil Within for 75% off, so it's $15. Chivalry Medieval Warfare for $2.50.
The Tomb Raider franchise.
7 Days to Die. Sprinters. The Wolf Among Us for 75% off, so $6.25.
See,
We have Shadows of Mordor for 50% off.
Ooh, where's that?
The
On.
entire Borderlands franchise, Borderlands pre-sequel, is 67% off. That's a bad sign since it released not too long ago.
Which one?
Borderlands pre-sequel.
Ooh.
Borderlands Game of the Year and Borderlands 2 for 80% off. You get both of those for $10.
Ooh, the Lego franchise. The new Lego Jurassic World for $30.
You can get Watch Dogs for 60% off. City Skyline,
gotta
which
have
is
it.
better than SimCity.
This is where having a Steam
just
box
can't
would be
people
awesome.
just look at it? I don't
People
know.
can look at it. Yeah, they can look at it. Or we can hype the hell out of them.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Oh, yeah! Yeah! Look at all this money you're going to be wasting. Although there is one game I want to highlight on here that is really good, supposedly. And that is Child of Light. Child of Light for 75% off. You can get that for $3.75.
Yeah.
See, this is why.
This is why we can't have nice things.
No, see, this is why I need to invest in a sensible gaming rig.
You know what else you can do? You can get Wolfenstein: The New Order, which was released on May 19th, 2014 for 75% off. So instead of paying $60, you can pay $15.
Woo!
Actually, wait a minute. The New Order, when was that released?
Last year in May.
Let me tell you about this game, folks. You play it once, you're done.
Yeah. So it's worth $15, not $60. You can also get the original Wolfenstein for $1.25.
$1.25, folks. Folks, that is less than a Coke.
Actually,
dang, you sound like a real salesman right there.
Get some cocaine! Oh, sorry, what?
Not that kind of salesman.
Hey, I thought I saw Papers, Please on sale yesterday.
It was part of the daily deals, yeah.
It'll probably pop up again.
Yeah, I think usually there's an encore for most of the games that go on sale.
If they do well, they usually encore them, or if they do badly, they usually encore them.
Age of Mythology, wow.
Rock of Ages is also on sale for $1.
Yeah, that's usually a super cheap one.
Yeah. So, like, it's interesting to see Steam do these things. And yes, technically it does hurt developers, but the problem is these developers weren't doing so well to begin with sometimes. And these Steam sales actually inject money into them. They're not getting money otherwise. Like,
they're not getting much, but they're getting something.
They're getting something. It might not be enough, but unfortunately, in this day and age, people don't want to waste money, so they're going to buy stuff either on sale or going to buy stuff they really like. And if you don't wow people, they're going to wait. Like, the past month, people have been waiting for Steam sales. Sales have dropped off like a rock off a freaking cliff, waiting for Steam sales because people knew it was coming.
There's also there's also developers, the scumbags of the world, that raise the prices right before the Steam sale starts.
Oh yeah, they did. They had an article about that lately, didn't they?
Yeah, there's like companies like, let's say the game's $20 normally, then they'll but right when the sale hits, they'll increase the game's price to $30 and be like, on sale, $20, and people are like, wow, that's only $20 when it was the whole time.
Where's my Steam games, Draco?
I believe there's a website that keeps track of this crap, so you can know where they're trying to get you.
You got a wish list, Audrey. That's amazing. You got a wish list, yet you quit your job. You can have a Steam wish list next week when I get paid. Alright, the one game that I want to see get a little bit lower, maybe to 20% off, is The Witcher 3. Because that's a game I want. But if it doesn't, The Witcher 3 is one of those games that goes on sale because it's new. It'll go on sale for the entire time of the sale.
Sure.
Yeah. Give it some time.
I'm tempted to get Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah. I mean, and that's fine. Like, you can buy the Witcher Trilogy Pack, which is 2 Witcher Enhanced Edition and Witcher 3 Wild Hunt for $58.39. It's about the price for the original Wild Hunt game, so that's pretty nice. But if you just want Witcher 3, $53.99 is not a bad price. At the same time, if you want to buy it at that price, you have until June 22nd before it falls off.
Yeah, there's a couple games on my wish list that I'm like, they're not like featured as a daily deal, but they're still discounted.
Oh god. Someone decided to say Splatoon in the chat, so now I have to play it. I have to play it. Splatoon.
Do a drink. Take a shot.
A kid.
Take a shot.
Okay, this commercial Audrey hates so bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. I would
you're
say
a kid
90s.
Now, you're a squid now.
Yeah, the 90s punk rock kind of music that they have on there, it's pretty nice.
Splatoon's been a real nice thing for Nintendo, huh?
Oh, yeah.
They're like on the spotlight again.
It is TF2 for kids.
Yeah.
It's not only that. It's also the fact that Audrey just face dust.
It's what I've been told is, kids play Call of Duty even though it's for adults,
right?
And adults are playing Splatoon even though it's for kids. That's what I've been told.
It's fun, but and here's the thing with Splatoon. It's something different. You're not
killing
playing...
people. The goal is not to kill other people.
You're not playing to kill people. You're playing to take back turf, which is a lot harder than people think because there's a lot of threads on Reddit for Splatoon. And there's a lot of threads on Reddit saying, this isn't Call of Duty, stop it!
Wait a minute, people are angry?
Yeah, because you don't win based on killing. You get more points, but you get more points for inking everywhere. And the fun thing is, there's actual ways to have tournaments with this. There's ways to have local tournaments and whatnot with this. And they had big events before release where you go through a Nickelodeon Family Feud style obstacle course getting slimed.
That's good.
Yeah. And they actually have one of the ink colors, because the ink colors are random during the stage. Online fighting. One of the ink colors is actually Nintendo Slime Green. Audrey's towing on me in chat. She said I went home, had it in the Wii, started playing for hours while singing the song to annoy her. And now she's flipping me off.
Splat.
Anyway, so games like Splatoon actually do a lot better than most people think they would. So it's those weird games where like people are on the fence, like I don't know what, like, because when I heard about it, it's like I don't know, I don't like it. Then I saw Sarah and Williams play it, the voice of Jinx. She was playing it and it looked highly interesting, so I decided to give it a try, and my roommates decided to give it a try, and it's been highly addicting ever since.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Excellent.
A satisfying moment in the time until you get attacked by a bugbear. No, sir! I do not get attacked by bugbears. I have a +3 against bugbears. I mean, what?
Let me tell you, that I'm only gonna mention it a little bit. This episode today was incredible. That's all I'm gonna say. If you haven't seen it, take the time after our show and go watch it.
Oh yeah, we're only on that one stream.
Yeah, we're on that one stream right now because I broke the website. Oh god. Yeah, the website's broke.
Wait a second. Which website?
Our website.
Why?
The website got broke. Basically, DreamHost decided to go through everybody's extensions and find out who had been using pirated software. One of the extensions that they actually installed for me did not have a legal copy of activation codes, so they just removed it. And it was Visual Builder, so I had to rebuy Visual Builder, which is $35, and put it back on there. So for the time being, the website's broke. I know it's broke. We're not going to post on the website. We're going to do straight from YouTube right now.
Woo, YouTube!
Because I don't do HTML. I'm not going to do HTML. I'm going to do visual building, basically.
It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat YouTube, so it's okay.
Yeah, so we'll do YouTube. Other than that, why is John Williams playing on a video game music orchestra? I guess the orchestra part. Anyway, it's that time. We need to get going. I got some Monster Hunter and food to cook and whatnot. Tuna fish casserole tonight. Yes.
Sweet. That sounds real good right now.
Sounds good. Yeah, it does. And you know what else they want? They want brownies.
Oh yeah, man.
They want brownies. And you have Splatoon to annoy me too. Yes, I do have Splatoon to annoy you. But I'll leave that for our roommates to annoy you with, rather than me do it, Audrey. You know you can talk to me. You don't have to talk to me in text on the chat. You don't have to bring this to chat. You know, you could just, be a... It's more fun. Yeah, I know. Splatoon looks so cheaply made, One Trick says. One Trick doesn't even know! Sorry. Alright.
You're a kid now, you're a squid now.
Squid kid.
Audrey hates us all, and she hasn't even heard you singing yet, according to the stream.
LOL.
Alright guys, have fun. We're gonna see what happens at E3 starting tomorrow. Tune in. I think it's, at 6 o'clock Eastern.
Get your bingo cards out.
Or no, 6 o'clock Pacific time. It starts right.
6:30 Pacific time.
Yeah.
And that's only Bethesda, so don't freak out.
Oh wait, it's starting in the morning.
No, 6:30 in the evening.
I'm talking
Bethesda.
about in the morning. There's a conference by Nintendo at
Is there?
7:40 in the morning. Nintendo's Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, you mean the World Champ? Oh, I thought you were
Sakurai
talking.
will detail content arriving to the new update of Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Nintendo World Championships. Oh, and something that just got put out there. Hyrule Warriors coming 3DS.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw
What? Mikey Joe may have to buy something.
All right, Nintendo World Championships start off at 2:30 Pacific. So if you want to tune into that, if you've ever watched The Wizard, it's a very, very interesting thing. I actually wanted to go do it, but the closest center that did any competitions type scoring was in Dallas, and I wasn't making sure just for that.
California!
Well, you got a free ticket to E3 if you basically did well.
Let me tell you, folks, that movie was my childhood.
that. Only that movie. And
Yeah, that movie was his childhood because his life is like the Power Glove, expensive and useless.
Oh.
Oh, why not Zoidberg?
Why not Zoidberg?
You're not good at
Oh.
you're not good at that voice. I'm sorry.
No. I'm
Billy
not.
West is the only one that's good at that kind of stuff.
Yes. I just stick to
Droopy Dog.
to Droopy the dog.
Droopy Dog. That's a cartoon I haven't seen forever. Anyway, guys. So tune
Good
in
night.
tomorrow morning, 7:40 a.m. for Super Smash, 2:35 for Nintendo World Championships. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
6:30 in the night for Bethesda.
Hopefully, we'll be
Dishonored, probably.
No, if there's Dishonored, I might actually be interested because I haven't played too much, if at all. I can't remember. I think I played a little bit of Dishonored on Xbox. A little bit. Anyway, have fun, be safe. Join us in 2 weeks for our after show discussion.
Peace.
See ya.
Yep.